Simple approach to difficult question. I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. We are going to discuss problems related to function machine in this particular playlist. This is the very first one in which you have to evaluate the output from the given input. We have introduced the function notation using f of x for output when x is the input. So as you can see in the three questions, x is shown here as the input and f of x is shown as the output. So when we relate them, we get normally an equation which is y equals to something. Instead of y, we write f of x, and that is function notation. So yes, here are three basic questions which will help us understand the concept on this important topic of GCSE Algebra. Let me thank all the viewers and subscribers for watching my videos and providing excellent suggestions. With your help, we have grown. Today, we have more than 20,000 videos, globally distributed subscribers, and we have been uploading our website almost daily with new videos just to keep pace with your requirements. I hope you understand and appreciate it. In case you want to learn from us, you can send an email on the address given. Our students are performing excellent. Some of them are right there on the top of the class getting awards like Akshat.
After attending university. The winner of this year's Certificate of Achievement Schulich Leader Award is Akshi Kandivani.
Great. Our student Akshat gets highest marks and the most prestigious Schulich Leader Award. You can be there. Join our classes and excel. Now let's try to understand the solution of this particular question. The question here is, find f of x for given value of x. So we are given the values of x on the right hand side, x equals to 2 minus 3, for example, for the very first function machine. X equals to 4 minus 5, x equals to 7 minus 7, and the flow diagram is given here. So as you can see, function machine is set of operations performed on the input, right? So we have an input here, and then we have set of operations. So when input is applied to this set of operations, finally, you get an output. And this output is denoted by f of x. Let me write like this. When the input is x, correct? So that is what it is. So when I say find f of x for given value of x, that means we'll substitute this value to, for example, calculate performing each operation and get the output. Perfect. So let us see how do we solve such questions. So let's look into question number 1. Now what I have done here is each one of them will do one by one for each value. X equals to 2. Now if x is equal to 2, in that case, what happens when it gets multiplied by 3? So basically, you're multiplying 2 by 3. So after this operation, it becomes 6. Now to 6, we have to subtract 5. So in this order, each operation will be performed. 6 minus 5 is 1, and therefore the output f of x is 1, right? So in this case, we'll write f of input was 2 is equal to 1. You get the idea. So that is the actual way of writing the answer. So f of x at 2 means f of 2 equals to 1. Make sense? Now, let's do it for minus 3. Perfect, you have understood? So when I substitute minus 3 here, then minus 3 times 3 will be what? Minus 9, right? And minus 9 minus 5 will be minus 14. And therefore, what should be f of minus 3? It has to be minus 14. Simple and clear. Perfect. Now, it really means that whatever input you put, you will get an output. In this particular case, a unique output, and therefore it is a function, right? So it is a function because for every value of x, we have a unique value of f of x, right? Now, you could also write a general solution here, right? General solution really means the equation relating x with f of x. So we can say f of x is equal to what? 3 times x minus 5. Does it make sense? 3 times x minus 5. So that becomes the output for any input x, right? We also sometimes write x belongs to set of real numbers. Right? So when the equation is given like this, it is assumed that x can take any real number value. Perfect? So I hope this concept is clear, and that is what I meant when we're talking about the concept. So we are learning the concept now. Slowly, these questions are going to get very complicated. Soon we'll see the reverse calculation. We'll see more than one function involved and different conditions, and then finding the outputs. Perfect? So I hope this is clear. Now, I'd like you to verify that this formula really works for both values which we calculated. So let's do that. So if I'm saying f of 2, for example, this is what we are going to check, okay? So substitute 2 here. That means 3 times 2 minus 5, right? So 6 minus 5 is 1. So that is, we know, is correct. You see that? So I hope you have understood this process, correct? Now let's take the second example. Exactly same situation. However, the function is different, right? So the operations now involved are adding to, squaring, and then finding the output. Now for multiple values, a better way could be that we write a general solution first, right? So what we can say is, what is f of x equal to? So let me write down a general solution first. We'll write f of x is equal to, first we add 2 and then we square. X is the input, you add 2, and when you square, everything gets squared. You get the idea? Everything gets squared, so we get x square, x plus 2 whole square. That is what you get. Now if you apply this formula for 4, then we have f of 4 will be equal to 4 plus 2 whole square, and that is indeed 6 square or 36, correct? So we expect 36 as an output using this formula when the input is 4. Are you there with me? Do you get it, right? So all of a sudden, we have changed our strategy. So this is our strategy 2, right? So the strategy here is find general equation, right? Relating the two. So we have related. Now let us check. Let's check by substituting 4 in the beginning. So if x is 4, then add 2 means what? 4 plus 2 will give us 6, right? And then square means 6 square, and that gives you 36. We do get the same answer. You get the idea. So simple as that. Perfect. So similarly, perform the next operation for value minus 5. Now if I put minus 5 here, then minus 5 plus 2 is going to be minus 3, right? And minus 3 square, you have to put minus 3 in the bracket to square, and what you get is 9. So f of minus 5 is equal to 9. Perfect. I'd like you to pause the video at this stage, substitute x as minus 5 and then check. But I hope you understood these two operations. Now, very important here is that both are squared x plus 2. Do you see that? Whole square, right? Okay. Now, let's take the third example on the same basis. I hope you got the concept. For one or two values, going direct is very easy, right? So, in the first case, let's go direct. So, if I substitute 7 for x, times 3 means what? 7 times 3 is 21. And then we have to subtract 5. 21 minus 5 is what? 21 minus 5 is 16, right? So, we get our answer as 16. That is one way of doing it. The other way, as I said, was to find the formula itself. So if I find the formula will be what? X, let me write here, f of x will be equal to x times 3 means 3x, right? Minus 5. And when you substitute f of 7, you get 3 times 7 minus 5, and that is 16, correct? Now let's do the next one, which is x add 2 square f of x. And this time, we have x equals to minus 7. Okay, so with minus 7, if I put minus 7 here, and when I add here, minus 7 plus 2, it becomes minus 5. And square of minus 5 will be what? 25, correct? Do you see that? So, we get 25 as a result. You can verify this by writing the general function and then doing the needful. Perfect. It is only for you to practice. So, we can also write an expression for f of x, which in this case is going to be x plus 2 square, right? Same as we did earlier. Substitute minus 7 and you can verify that this is indeed 25 as we did earlier. Perfect. So I hope it makes sense. With this, we have understood how do we evaluate the value of the function for given input, and also how do we write the function relating the two, right? So the idea is to write f of x, that is one thing, and then to evaluate for any particular value, a for example. And we also learned that you could also check your solution when you do so, as we have done earlier. Important thing here to understand is that a flow has to be followed in a particular order, right? So from left to right, that will always give you the right solution. I hope the concepts are absolutely clear and these questions help you. So I hope you have learned how do we find the value of f of x for any given value of x. You should always write the expression for f of x and then you can apply different values of x to evaluate it. I hope you find it interesting and useful. Feel free to write your suggestions and comments. If you subscribe to my videos, that will be great. And if you want to learn from me, you can always contact me on the email address given. Thanks for your time and all the best.